What kind of socks or shoes do I have? Oh, are we talking to Mayashi? Especially when they start falling inside your sock. That happens with ankle socks for me. But ankle socks are so nice when they don't do that. But then they do that a lot of the time. This is the issue. 18 damage for a rare relic. This is one of those things. There are two buttons here which clearly help me. Remove a card and enemies have 1 HP. And there are two buttons here which sometimes help me and sometimes deal me a bunch of damage. Captain's Wheel. That's very good actually against Act 1 elites, because it blocks Gremlin Knob. I think with Captain's Wheel we want triple defend there. Because killing a turn faster, not as big a deal with Captain's Wheel. See? Doesn't really matter if I kill on this turn or not. Kind of played out exactly how I was thinking it might. You're walking a friend a bit through his first ascension in 1 defect run. We walked into Act 4 elites with 70 health, entered the heart fight with 5, and after 40 minutes, beat it with 1 HP. Wow. That sounds like a pretty sweet run. So I want to talk about every card reward this run. This is going to be my goal. I want to talk about every card that I'm offered and why I am or am not taking it. I'm not taking Blizzard because it costs 1 and doesn't do anything. So that one's straightforward. Not a strong enough card to take circumspectly. Aggregate is a very strong card. I am not of the belief it is strong enough to take circumspectly, and like right now it costs 1 and doesn't do anything, so I'm not going to take that either. But if somebody told me that Aggregate was so strong in their opinion that they would take it in this spot, I would be like, oh, okay, that is a bold opinion, but I understand why you would say that. Aggregate's very strong if you build like a pile of cards with some card draw and you just kind of win. Recursion is the only card here which currently makes my deck better. But it makes my deck better very minimally. Recursion combos well with Dark Orbs. And it upgrades nicely with a lot of card draw. But it tends to be a card for like decks with some sort of thing resembling an engine rather than a card which is worth picking up for the value it outputs. Dealing 8 damage at random for 1 energy is just not actually a very good 1-cost common, and that's the best case for it in this current deck. So I think I'm skipping, which is not great. Not great to have to skip your first card reward. You want your deck to get better. Because of Captain's Wheel here, it is completely fine to take 0. I think I'm even playing Zap over Dualcast. Captain's Wheel's kind of sweet. It interplays very nicely with the starting Lightning Orb, guaranteeing that we're getting damage every turn we stay in the fight. Okay. I think about it, my deck got better by not picking any of those cards. I don't think that's how it works. This card reward screen, I think all of them are better than skipping. Rebound deals 9 damage for 1 to a target of your choice, so that's just better than dealing 8 at random. Better card than the Recursion last pick. Also, putting the next card you play on top of your draw pile is nice. It is a strong thing to be able to do. At the moment, I don't have any cards I'd particularly like to keep playing over and over again, though. So at the moment, it's not as strong as it might be other times. Beam Cell is just the highest damage card here. Defect doesn't tend to do damage with attacks. It tends to do damage more with relics and orbs. So vulnerable is not as useful for that reason. But even if we don't end up being like attack damage based, which is most likely, you still strip artifact charges with it, which also not that valuable for defect because we don't apply that many debuffs with defect. Actually, if you think about it, like defect applies incredibly few debuffs compared to the other characters. But there is go for the eyes, so we could take Beam Cell and then be able to apply weak later in the game, and that can be useful. It is also possible to end up attack damage, like you can go for all for one stuff with Beam Cell, you can go for Hyper Beam stuff with Beam Cell. This is an okay pickup. I'm going to take Equilibrium. Equilibrium seems good to me. One thing Equilibrium does, which makes it a bit better than usual, is with Captain's Wheel, I can play this on turn 2 to hold on to my attacks for turn 3. So that's kind of nice. Another thing it does with Captain's Wheel that makes it better is Captain's Wheel already brings us toward wanting to extend the fight long enough for our orbs to kill stuff, so we want to like build toward kind of scaling slow damage types of things. And Equilibrium helps to make that happen. Basically, it's a card I want to be able to draw on turn 1 or 2 with this deck, because on turn 2 I want to be holding attacks to attack on turn 3, and on turn 1 I want to be holding defends to survive until turn 3. The reasons you can't necessarily take Equilibrium early in other spots, like that it's not a very good card against Gremlin Knob, which is like very important to think about, are less relevant because we have the Captain's Wheel, so Gremlin Knob's less of a threat. I think this is fine. I think everything is fine there. Alright, we seem to be through 3 fights without having taken more damage than the whale dealt to us. I have an Exploding Potion, which is a little bit of damage. I don't have any other damage, and I'm being offered Glacier, Hologram, and Turbo. Turbo is a very strong card. In general, how I think about Turbo is this game has card draw and energy balanced in such a way that if you take them, you just kind of keep on playing cards forever. So if you imagine a deck which is only skims and turbos, you play skim, you draw like 2 turbos into skim, you play your 2 turbos and gain 4 energy and then play another skim. You have more than you had at the start by doing that. And that like leads into lots of card spammy types of things, and it's one of the ways for decks to scale into late game. But not necessary for winning the game. It's just like one of the things that you can do in one way that your deck can be very strong in the latter half of the run. Earlier on the run, Turbo helps you play 2-cost things like Equilibrium, helps you have big hands, or big turns rather, with big cards. But I don't have that many high-cost cards in my opening deck, so it's not that good on floor 3. It's more something that starts to get exciting if the circumstances for it make sense on floor like 10, 11, 12 kind of range. And then by the time you're at like floor 30, you're likely to want one even if the circumstances aren't that great, because by that point, like, you're just going to have some reason to want to have 2 more energy in a turn. The better cards are in your hand, the more exciting it is to have more energy to play them, I guess. So later in the game, that's better. That was a lot of talking to say I'm not taking Turbo right now. Hologram. Hologram is like a fine card. The downside of stacking your deck with holograms is that if you want to draw particular cards, it is harder to draw them the first time. Hologram's great for replaying cards, which you've played before, but if you desperately need to find a bias cognition, it is on top of the bias cognition when you shuffle your deck sometimes, and so it makes it so you have to draw 1 more card to find it. And then it's like not a super high impact card itself. So like it lets you play your high impact cards again, but it makes it harder to draw your high impact cards the first time. So hologram's like okay, but tends to be better in decks which are moderately strong and need a bit more help for longer fights than it is in like starter decks or whatever. And there are some decks which just never want it, and we don't know whether we are a deck which someday wants it or never wants it yet. So hologram, hologram would be fine here. Or let's just like replay and attack, which is kind of nice because we do have to deal damage to some elites. But I'm just gonna take Glacier because it's fucking broken. I don't think I need to talk about why Glacier is broken, do I? It blocks for a lot. It would certainly be nice to work out how to deal damage at some point in the run. Lightning Orb does a surprising amount of work in terms of damage. Like, it just dealt 25 damage that fight. That was a question mark, and we got a fight out of it. I already talked about Turbo. Also already talked about Hologram. I do think Hologram's a little bit better this time than it was last time because I have a Glacier that I can get back with it. So now I have 2 cards that are pretty good that I can get with it. Charge Battery I haven't talked about yet. Charge Battery is block. It also is an energy card. Having a bigger turn next turn with more energy actually opens up quite a lot of stuff for DEFECT. Meteor Strike is a really big thing. Double playing this with Echo Form can lead to really big turns with X cards the next turn. Stuff like that. So it's like, it's a card which gets to be like 50% just an okay block card and 50% has some combo potential for late game. Value plus potential. Jansu! Yeah, I am done with Nordhold for today, I think. I think this is between Hologram and Skip for me. Charge Battery just like... I need my deck to be able to deal damage. I want to fight 4 elites. After I got Captain's Wheel, I was like, okay, let's fight 4 elites. Because Captain's Wheel is so good against both Gremlin Nub and Lagavulin. But... I don't have any damage cards. Hologram is more of a damage card than anything else here, and I think is an above average damage card in my deck. So I will take it. And also there's a shop coming. The shop being on its way contributes quite a lot actually to thinking Hologram could be good. Because now if I buy a good damage card, like a Doom and Gloom, say, I get to play it twice, sometimes, thanks to Hologram. So Doom and Gloom is going to be incredible here. It kind of does everything that we want. It works very well with the Captain's Wheel to have another turn to scale my Dark Orb up. It also works really well with Glacier to evoke the Dark Orb. Hologram lets me dual cast on the right turn. Just lots and lots and lots of reasons why channeling a Dark Orb's good, and dealing 10 damage to all enemies, not bad either. Kind of a thing the deck wants to be able to do. And it's on sale. Yeah, I think clicking on it is fine. Let's talk about the other stuff in the store. Not Charge Battery, because I just talked about Charge Battery already. Cold Snap is not terrible. I don't think it's worth 58. I think if it were offered to me in a card reward, I would take it over skipping right now. It's just like an okay card. The issue with it is... there are like 4 ways to make Frost Orbs. There's Chill. There's more than 4, but the 4 that I'm going to talk about right now are 4 that do different things. There's Chill, which costs 0. So Chill like makes Frost Orbs and accelerates your turn in terms of energy. You don't need as much energy to do more stuff if you have Chill in your hand. Cool-Headed creates a Frost Orb and draws a card. So like Chill is the energy, Cool-Headed is the draw. Energy and card draw, 2 really cool things. Glacier, which is already in my deck, also blocks for you. So I can make Frost Orbs and also block. And then Cold Snap deals attack damage. So Cold Snap's like the Strike version of channeling a Frost Orb. And Strike just isn't a very good card. Strike is like the thing that we remove from our deck whenever we get the chance. So that makes Cold Snap less appealing than the other stuff. Chill is a way to make Frost Orbs, which is a little bit more appealing right now. I should say, Cold Snap's like good at the start of the game, because Strike is good at the start of the game, but falls off heavily as we go on. And I think the deck's okay with not putting another Strike in it. So many thinking thoughts. Chill, I talked about a little bit already, I guess, talking about all the Frost Orb kinds of things. It is a pretty good card against sentries and so forth. It costs a lot. 89's a lot. And it has a bad interaction with Dark Orb. And also I already have an Explosive Potion. All of these things make it less exciting. Explosive Potion makes... some of the reason that Chill is good is if we get Gremlins or something like that. It is a very good card in that fight. But because I have an Exploding Potion, and because I'm not guaranteed to get that fight anyway, the value of Chill goes down quite a lot. Does this work? Oh shoot, it does. So if you think about, like, there are a bunch of single target fights. Let's say all these are the single target fights. And Chill's, like, okay in those. Like, it's, like, iffy, 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 iffy. And then in the pool, there's also an AoE fight. And Chill is a really big deal for the AoE fight. If I have one Explosive Potion, then the first time I get the AoE fight, it doesn't matter. And so just one potion can massively change the value that I'm getting out of a certain type of card for an entire act, basically, because you just like don't get AoE fights that often, kinds of things. So yeah, not buying that. Already talked about Charge Battery. Dramatic Entrance. I actually really dislike this card. Putting attacks in my turn 1 hand is just kind of miserable, and I don't want to do it. However, if you want to have slightly better hallway fights, this is a good way to do it. If you want a bit better Slavers fight or Gremlin Leader fight in Act 2, Dramatic Entrance does help with those. So like there are things that it does, and it has some combos with relics like Akabeko or Penneb as well. I am just not interested in buying it here. Transmutation I can't afford. Can't afford the relics. The potions... I think I already have enough block from other sources that Dex Potion isn't exciting. Dex Potion just not that exciting on Defect ever. Maybe not exciting on anybody except Silent, almost ever. Weak Potion could be good against Gremlin or Lagavulin, but Captain's Wheel makes it a lot less important. Ancient Potion can be good against Gremlin specifically, but again, Captain's Wheel makes it less important. So, I think we're good with not taking the potions. The question here is whether I can take Self-Repair or Card Remove. If I Card Remove, it's Card Remove Defend, and the point is, like, that makes my Gremlin Nub fight better. Because I can actually kill Gremlin Nub that way. It does put me at 14 cards, which is a little bit worse for sentries, but I don't know that that matters that much. You want 15 cards against sentries so that you can draw, and then reshuffle a new hand with all 15 real cards in your draw pile. Whereas if you only have 14, you draw 4 real cards, and then reshuffle, and you don't have these 4 cards in your next draw pile. Your next draw pile is much worse. But sentries aren't that bad a fight, anyway. Captain's Wheel is good there, Glacier, Equilibrium, both good there, Doom and Gloom good there. Exploding Potion good there. So that makes it less relevant. I think I'm going to take Self-Repair. Self-Repair is good against Lagavulin, fine against sentries. I also seem to be tending toward a deck with Inevitability, but not Explosiveness and hallway fights, which means I may take some damage on turn 1 and 2 of hallway fights, but then stabilize them with Frost Orbs and stuff. And in those sorts of situations, having a self-repair to get my health back is a really big deal. So we'll go self-repair. Oh. Defect's a very hard character. I have, like, dual cast Zap here, which is appealing. Also, by the way, I didn't want to fight Gremlin up. It's really bad. I think I'm going to go Glacier Zap. And this fight might go like 5 turns. But with Captain's Wheel and Frost Orbs, I'm not dying. I'm pretty sure I want the Lightning Orb at the back because I want to be able to evoke these Frost Orbs when I play Doom and Gloom. This turn's much easier. Now I got my Captain's Wheel. And just play Doom and Gloom again? I can play Doom and Gloom again, or I can play Glacier again. If I play Glacier again, this is at 18. That is at 49. So dual cast plus Explosive Potion doesn't kill. If I play Doom and Gloom again, though, the only way to evoke these even is kind of finding Glacier the 3rd time. So yeah, I think we do this. And 3642 Explosive Potion. I have healed against Gremlin Knob. That was a good draw. that was a good draw. Alright, cool. Force Field is a card I have grown to appreciate quite a lot. I like it in particular with Recycle, because you get a 4-cost card at the start of the run, or at the fight rather, which Recycle can make energy out of. But then if you recycle the other cards in your deck and play your powers, now you have a thin deck with a 0-cost good block card. So that's really cool, but it isn't good right now. This is a card which is like situational, can become good. There's no guarantee that it will. I've already talked about Charged Battery a decent amount. I wonder if it's good now. I could see it being okay here, now that I have 3 2-cost cards, so that extra energy is less likely to not be useful. Also, I have a Dark Orb, so stalling is better than before. Before I started talking, I was going to just take plus 2 max HP, but maybe Charge Battery is alright. It's okay if I take Snecko, which is pickable here, and it's okay if I take Runic Pyramid, which is also pickable here. It's kind of bad if I take a weak 4th energy relic. The fact that I just fought Gremlin Knob makes it better because this can't be Gremlin Knob. And it's like much better against Lagavulin or Sentries than it is against Gremlin Knob, obviously. Maybe that isn't obvious. It's true. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to actually take a Charge Battery. We'll see how it goes. Steam Barrier, I don't respect. I have no respect for this card. The use case is you need 0-cost cards because you don't have enough energy compared to how many cards you're drawing, and you need a bit of block. That's the use case of Steam Barrier. It can come up. Is max HP particularly good on Defect relative to the other characters? The thing about max HP is you want to have like 80 of it so that the heart can't kill you on turn 2 and 3. And like max XP does not have a smooth value curve. Max HP has a portion of the curve where it is tremendously valuable, and then more XP, more max HP than that just falls off the cliff in terms of its value. The heart attacks you for 67 and 45 while you're vulnerable and frail. And you have to survive those two attacks, and if you do, you probably win the game. So having enough max HP for that to happen is important, and having more than that is mostly not. Charge better against Slime Boss? Max HP is good. Like, it isn't a bad stat to have, and self-repair makes it slightly better, probably. Having a buffer of HP, like having 80 HP, lets us do something like have an Echo Form and 2 upgraded self-repairs in our deck and just, like, get absolutely murdered in a bunch of hallway fights because we didn't bother making our deck good at the start of fights, and then we heal 40, and, like, as long as we never die, it's good. So yeah, self-repair does make max HP a little bit better, I think. Self-repair, Captain's Wheel, we're kind of angled toward that kind of situation. I'll try the charge better though, because it's not what I would instinctively do, so I am curious how it works out. It's not a very good floor. Kind of makes up for taking a bunch of damage against the Gremlin Mob on average, but not in practice. Alright, sentries. I think I need the lightning orb, but I don't think I need 2. It's Charge Battery Doom and Gloom. I'm just wondering if I Strength Potion or not. I think Gremlin Nob's a bit too scary, probably. Probably need to have Strength Potion available for a Gremlin Nob fight. It's a spot where I don't want to play Equilibrium, because I'd rather have the cards in my next draw pile, I think. And I know that next turn I have Glacier defend. Or Glacier Strike even if a Lightning Orb hits this. I also have Equilibrium defend, which takes 2. It takes 2, and it makes sure that I don't take a terrible amount of damage next turn, and I kind of want the fight to extend so I can draw and play self-repair again. It's actually kind of an interesting spot now. So Hologram Dualcast ends the fight. Oh, Dualcast is there. I guess I want Hologram Dualcast. Hologram Equilibrium. Yeah. This way I guarantee that I only take 1 damage next turn at worst. We're still drawing toward Dualcast. And self-repair? No self-repair. That's too bad. Don't click on Warpaint before seeing the card reward. Weak Potion, good against Gremlin Up and Lego Villain. Scrape is a fun card which comes up in the exact situation it looks like it comes up in, if you have a bunch of zero cost cards and need some card draw, it is not good here. For obvious reasons. Malthor deals 10 for 1, which is fine. The thing where it kills Spheric Guardian in Act 2 is very satisfying to you if you are into it, but not actually very good, because Spheric Guardian isn't in any difficult fights. So, like, it's just a fight which you already are doing really well in, and you shouldn't take a card for it. Yeah, it doesn't have any, like, real use almost anywhere in the game, I guess, is the problem with Melter. It's a fun card sometimes if it comes up, but for the most part it doesn't do anything. Darkness. Is that Lagavulin, by the way? No, that's the Spheric Guardian in the art. That makes sense. That makes sense. They knew what they were doing. Defect, why? Why would you do that to your ice cream? I think I probably want to Darkness. We're trying to do damage with Dark Orbs. If we're doing damage with Dark Orbs, weirdly, Giant Head is one of the fights we need to worry about. It's kind of the first to fight, which is very, very threatening because we're doing damage with Dark Orbs. Just something to think about. It's a long time from mattering at the moment. But yeah, I think we need it. And we do pick it before the Warpaint because we would like Darkness to upgrade. We got Zap and Charge Battery. Okay. Juzu Bracelets. Some relics are winners and some are not. Yeah, that's just the blue key. Doesn't Melter also help with Avocado, which is a really hard fight? Avocado should not be a really hard fight. Like, it's not an easy fight, but it's... yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but... I don't think so. The problem with upgrading here is... what do I upgrade? Dual cast, maybe? Doom and Gloom's okay. Doom and Gloom is an okay upgrade. Darkness is an okay upgrade. If we're upgrading for damage, dual cast Doom and Gloom and Darkness are our options. If we're upgrading for like engine stuff, we could do Hologram, but we don't have any evidence that we have an engine ever. If we're upgrading for health, we can upgrade Self-Repair, weirdly. Pays for itself after 7 plays, so sometime in Act 2, if I'm still alive. I would have to still be alive. And I'm a little bit concerned that if we go this way, even with these potions and these relics, there's enough variance in the deck, I guess, with like draw order and the curse that we've added and our darkness cards that we can die. So I think it'd just take a rest. Yeah, against Lagavulin, we want to play our Dark Orb. We also want to play Glacier when we draw it, so let's put the Dark Orb at the back. This saves me 4 health this turn, and 0 health next turn. Probably not worth using a weak potion for that. I am a bit short on damage. It's on 28 after these turns. Which probably means I have an entire extra cycle of the deck to go through. I think I want to draw a dual cast again. So strike, strike, defend. I don't think I'm playing dual cast next turn. I think I get to draw it again with hologram. And if I don't, it's okay. 48.54 goes to 18. I'm reconsidering. Seems like kind of a wild thing to do. And it's very killable from 18, okay. If I draw a hologram right now, I will feel silly. Eight, 4, 4 is 16, and I can play them all because of charge battery. Seems worth it to just use the strength potion and get out of the fight. Okay, an ancient tea set, claw, leap, and go for the eyes. Claw's a cool card. It's fun. You can take it as a damage card early, and then sometimes it will end up being a solo source of damage for the entire run. When you're drawn, you make the Twitch chat sing. Claw is scaling. Claw is scaling. It has a soccer chant, so that's kind of nice. But it's not good here. I already have damage from other sources, and it's not a deck with a lot of card draw, so. Go for the eyes is... I don't know about go for the eyes. Sometimes I'll take a go for the eyes. At the moment, I have a weak potion already. I just fought Lagavulin, which is one of the good use cases for it, so the last elite can be sentries where go for the eyes just doesn't really do anything. And I have Captain's Wheel against Gremlin Up. And I have a weak potion, like I said. So I think there are lots of reasons not to take go for the eyes right now. Also, I kind of have enough block against Act 2 hallway fights already with Captain's Wheel and Glacier and Equilibrium that I don't need the weak as much. And then Leap is kind of all the things I said about Charge Battery, except it's missing all of the make an energy upside, and also I already have a Charge Battery. We don't need to like have a billion cards like Charge Battery in our deck. So this is the +2 max HP. You are very welcome for the stream. Second curse. That's a lot of curses. Generally speaking, upgrading a card every turn is strong enough to put a pain in your deck. And I believe that is true here as well. So. Because I have an elite fight next and I'm relatively healthy, I'm not going to use a weak potion for 3 health here. Also, Jawworm's likely not making a big attack next turn at all. Just strike, strike, strike is fine. We don't have to take another damage to play dual cast. Why is Gremlin Up being so mean? Is it gonna end the fight like this? Actually, it doesn't even end the fight. I would like to get the self-repair played. Double weak potion. Okay. I've spoken about Chill and Steam Barrier already. I do think at this point in the run, Chill's getting a little bit better than it was last time I talked about it. Well, no, they're 2 curses. I was going to say that because of the high cost cards and the fact that we're closer to Act 2. It's a better card in Act 2 than in Act 1, I think. Also interacts nicely with a decent number of boss relics. Runic Pyramid, Pandora's Box, Astrolabe. All are pretty happy for you to have taken Chill, and all are pretty happy to be picked. Already talked about Steam Barrier. We're going to take Electrodynamics because it just is an incredible, incredible, incredible damage card There is no universe in which I already have enough damage that I don't want in electrodynamics. Good against slime boss too. We got double knobbed. Uh-oh. Hopefully we'll be okay. With 2 weak potions, I am like thinking about I could just not use one, but it's kind of hard to imagine a better spot for a weak potion than this. I can play Defend Plus. I don't think I'm going to. I think the fight goes long enough that that doesn't make sense here. Huh. Play a Strike Plus, though. This is an internet radio station seated on Bright Eyes. So go Equilibrium, Darkness, and then next turn we go Glacier Dual Cast, hopefully. What's the other option? 34, and then next turn Doom and Gloom, 24, 16. I'd also need Dual Cast. Strike isn't enough there, unless it upgrades. Pretty sure with Glacier in hand, the possibility of Glacier dual cast, and all I have to do is draw dual cast. Seems like it makes that choice for me. Did I just heal against Gremlin up again? Surely not. I wonder if there's a universe where you don't take Unceasing Top that I should be thinking about. I've talked about all of these cards before. Oh my god, my dryer is going to the moon. Or maybe the washing machine, I don't know, one of the two. Is it the universe where I forget I have it every time? Unceasing Top can do something with Recycle. So, it's like a real card with Defect. It can also do something with Aggregate. A real relic, not a real card. My two most available options for scaling to win the game from here are Focus with Frost and something with this Darkness, like multicast with the Darkness maybe. I think when you have Frost Orbs, going for some sort of card spam one is pretty real too. And I have Warped Tongues to upgrade all my cards in a longer fight. I'm just wondering if I want another Glacier or not. Maybe because of the Liquid Memories, we'll go for yes. Also, Snecko becomes incredible. Okay, let's take another Glacier. I guess a nice thing about Glacier is like everything that gains energy is now worth having with this much energy worth of good cards to play. We do get to upgrade this time, and just upgrading Electrodynamics for an extra 11 AoE damage or more. Generally going to be pretty good. I probably don't want to play these, because if I hit Electrodynamics it's bad. Well, actually I have this potion. Changed my mind. I have already remembered Unceasing Top more times than I usually do. Captain's Wheel also very good against Slime Boss. didn't actually do the math there. I think I've already mostly won. Maybe you should play the run then. Plebiscite, thanks for 35 months, appreciate it. There's already no water on the moon. I think so, the 63 months. T-Joel. Good point. This one's likely not attacking next turn, whereas this one is attacking next turn, so let's get this one split guaranteed. This one doesn't necessarily have to. I don't think I get to not play cards here. However, I do want this at 26, so I don't play Darkness. I'll play Strike. I didn't want this to split, because this way I get a free turn against it. Okay. I have won the run, not you. I haven't won the run yet. Let's take a look at these cards. Second Electrodynamics. So I think generally the vibe here should be one Electrodynamics is the right number. Taking 2 is just like bad in a lot of fights where Electrodynamics isn't incredible. Yeah, like the Heart, for example. Don't really want 2 Electrodynamics against the Heart, or Awakened one, or etc. And having the first one should be enough anyway. Why did my game just disappear? Oh, I think I hit the minimize button on it. Pyrotechnic, I don't want you to coach me through the run, thank you. I can be in charge of playing the run, and you can watch. If you have questions, you are welcome to ask questions. Machine learning, weirdly, is slightly counterfeited by Unceasing Top, like very slightly. It's also like not that great with Snecko or Runic Pyramid, both of which I'd be very happy to take. I don't think I need more card draw with Pandora's or Astra right now. I think at that point we're struggling for energy, not card draw, so machine learning is not very exciting. So machine learning is only like passable with the 4th energy boss relics, which are not the ones I want to take. And it's not like it's that good with them. Generally, like, getting stronger for later in the fight by playing machine learning is not what I want to do on turn 1 or 2, because later on in the fight I have like Frost Orbs and a Dark Orb scaling and Electrodynamics in play, and Captain's Wheel blocking for me, and my cards are upgraded, so like I just don't need to invest a card and an energy on an early turn for drawing an extra card per turn right now. Reboot, on the other hand, seems fine. It just seems fine. The main place where Reboot's going to be bad is if we get Snecko Eye, it won't be incredible necessarily, and if we end up being a focus deck, it can be a little iffy, because it can make it harder to draw something like a Biased Cog, to draw a Reboot, and like already have gone halfway through your deck, and then you reshuffle the deck with all your discard pile and your draw pile. Duke Winter Mall, links to 58 months. Appreciate it. Plus 2 HP seems better at this point than Reboot? Yeah, I don't agree. I'm doing pretty well, I'm tiny metaphorically. Distilled Chaos. I have curses I hit sometimes. I think it's probably good. think it's probably better than a weak potion, more than liquid memories. Is Enli! Alright, we are taking a mediocre 4th energy relic. That's fine. We can take Coffee Dripper. I'm not going to take Tiny House over it here. Taking Ectoplasm with 2 curses in my deck sounds very brave, because I would very much like to get multiple card removes in the rest of the run. Dryer almost ready for liftoff? Nearly. Soon. Starting the act by going to a shop to remove pain, and then playing from there seems good. If I'm doing really well, I can do this. But I have to be doing very well. More likely, it's going to be something a little bit more conservative than that. This path can go to 3 shops, which is not bad as Defect. Defect has very good shop relics, which cost like 170. So as long as I can enter all 3 of the shops with 170 gold, it's not ridiculous to go to all 3 of them. When do I take Ectoplasm? Can I say when it's the best option? Is that a thing I can say? Equilibrium and Hologram of Darkness for more damage. And this way, next turn I have lots of ways to double play that orb. Or single play it, I guess. I've already talked about all 3 of these cards. Nothing has changed for any of them. It's not true. Some things have changed for all of them, but not enough to make me consider taking them. Bottling electrodynamics. It is certainly a thing you can do. I don't think I have enough gold for it and card remove, though, even with the membership card, right? Very close, but not quite. Yeah, that was the fight where Melter is meant to be good, right? And I like healed for 8 in it without Melter, so that's kind of why Melter is not an exciting card. It is actually possible to not want to take a membership card in a spot like this, but it's very hard. There's some stuff with having different amounts of gold, changing what events spawn at question marks, and I am going to 2 question marks right now. Membership card, notably, doesn't discount costs of events. So, like, yeah. Okay, talking about cards. FTL's fine, it's just, like, costs more than 0 is the main issue with it, and its effect is, like, close to 0 at this point in the run. I don't have any relics which care about playing attacks. Dealing 5 damage just isn't very much damage anymore. Barrage is a fun card for a different situation. I just don't have many orbs. Well, I have lots of orbs. I don't have any orb slots. Also, I already have damage. I have electrodynamics and I have darkness. Amplify is a cool card. I have 1 power in my deck, so I can't take it. Force Field, I have 1 power in my deck, so I can't take it. Static Discharge would be okay if I think I need more damage, especially against Act 2 elites, who I am kind of down to battle. A lot of. Because it is a very good card against Act 2 elites. It's also a good card in the heart fight. Often, when you have Frost Orbs, it means that you will evoke your Frost Orbs against the multi-attack once it starts dealing damage to you, which means they will then evoke and block the multi-attack. It's actually a really good block card for late game in that way. And I do have double Glacier. Dark Shackles is here. Dark Shackles is a good card. It costs 108. It's a good card, though. It costs 108, and I can't deal with artifact charges yet, so it's a bit less exciting on Defect than other characters because of the inability to get rid of artifact charges often. Panache isn't working here. I don't play 5 cards per turn often enough. Ornamental Fan's terrible. So we're down to like this, and this. And this. Focus Potion is actually plausibly good enough to discard one of my potions for. There are defect runs where, like, there are ways this run plays out, I guess, where I can get to the heart fight and die, and if I bought this Focus Potion and just held it for the entire run, I would have won. It happens sometimes. I don't think it happens often enough to do that, but it happens sometimes. It's also a very good potion against Collector, but yeah, both of these things are kind of a long way away, and probably also just not very relevant because of Warped Tongues already scaling me for longer fights. Okay. If you have 2 times the cost of a membership card as gold, it's always useful if only considering shops. I mean, kind of. Unless you consider the things which make it not always good. If you don't consider the things which mean it's always not always good, then it is always good. Hey, Real Dingus. I am 7 gold short of card remove Bottle Tornado. I think remove Pain is more important than Bottling Electro. Especially since, like, Bottling Electro actually has a pretty significant fall off in power. It stops being a thing I want at all after like 10 floors from now. So I think remove Pain, and then whether I want Static Discharge or not is the last question in the shop. Nice that this shop is like guaranteed able to do something thanks to membership card. So even if I take Static Discharge, I can still have enough money for that shop. I think since I don't have Focus, it's a bit more appealing, but I'm not going to buy it with this many shops in the Act and an Electrodynamics and Liquid Memories. Maybe without the Liquid Memories I would, but with Liquid Memories I think I have enough damage. Another curse. It's like, it's like the Act is just, or the run rather, is just missing some of the cards in the card pool. Yeah, I don't think I want any of this. I do still have 4 strikes. And I do have a Coffee Dripper. And I have a Singing Ball to get health back. I think these are actually really good here. I think they kind of guarantee that I can take this path through the Act, which is nice. Getting the Super Elite killed in Act 2, also nice because it means that I have flexibility in pathing in Act 3, so I can get more elites in Act 3. Losing 23 max HP, including quite a bit of current HP, is too bad. Oh, I also have the ability to upgrade them. Bites being able to upgrade is a strong reason to take Bites. So Warped Tongues here makes them a bit better than they would otherwise be. I should probably have played Zap. How do we bite with no mouth? I think the Matrix covers this. Good fight. Oh my god, you're still not dead? How can you possibly not be dead yet? Powerful avocado. I think I might already be higher health than I would have been if I didn't take bites, by the way. Equilibrium is a card we have talked about already. Is it better now than it was before? It is upgraded. I think double equilibrium is good. I don't have Runic Pyramid. I'm definitely taking it if I get offered it and DEFECT, but I don't have it yet. And having lots of defends and strikes basically in your deck does make equilibrium better because you want to hold on to the defends when you're not getting attacked and hold on to the strikes when you are. Overclock is card draw. This card works really well with like aggregate and stack sorts of things. Decks which are like 40 cards and you're only going to go through them once and then you'll win the run. I don't have that much evidence that that's my deck yet. The bites make it slightly more likely. But yeah, I could easily just be playing a deck which has to draw through itself more than once. Although taking equilibrium makes that harder to do. I could take compile driver to help. It's a little bit of card draw. I do have 3 types of orbs already, so draw 3 for 1 is nice. But I think I'll just take the equilibrium. 2 max HP also on offer. I have Unceasing Top, so if I do get to a point where I have lots of energy and need card draw, Unceasing Top does actually do that for me a little bit. Tongues does not upgrade burns. Only Hexaghost can upgrade burns, in fact. Because I'm going to be weak next turn, I think I want to do Distilled Chaos now. First, I'm going to play Equilibrium in case I hit Recycle. Okay. Okay. Sure. It's actually a great example of where Reboot can be an iffy card. Because I need to draw Electrodynamics in this fight, and if I play Reboot, all of a sudden I've reshuffled 9 cards. So I think just blocking this turn. With Charge Battery to have a bigger turn next turn. This is 30, this is not 30. Okay. I assume this is lethal? I haven't done the math yet, but... It's like... Duvu is 2 strength at the moment. Steam Barrier, Recursion, Aggregate. You know, I have an Unceasing Top, and my deck's getting somewhat sizable and has a decent number of cards that like having more energy for a turn. Like Equilibrium lets me use Aggregate to set up a big turn, that kind of thing. I think we take an Aggregate. Seems good to me. This is an example spot immediately. Well, I mean, look. Is recursion useful with dark orbs? Not really in this deck. We need more ability to control when we're drawing it than this deck has so far. It's kind of close. We do have 2 equilibriums and a hologram. I'm kind of vibing through this fight. I've made a couple of pretty obvious mistakes, but it's alright. Going to be very hard to not end it on full health. Swift Potion, Charge Battery, Leap, Recursion. So like if an upgraded recursion was offered with Unceasing Top, maybe I could see myself taking it, but it's just not that likely that I'm going to want to double play a Dark Orb in a fight and have the ability to do that with recursion right now. I don't have enough cards which generate orbs. Like it's just, I have 5 bites and 4 defense. I have so many basics and a curse. And like 10 bricks in my attempt to put together orb synergy. And it's completely fine to just go +2 max HP. Artifact Potion is another one which could win me the run if I find Bias Cognition. But with no Bias Cognition yet, it is not currently very good. It could be worth keeping against Slavers, but I just fought them. So I think we just go Swift Potion to try to draw Electrodynamics against the Super Elite a little bit better. It is max HP Gremlin Leader. It's just Electrodynamics, I think. Just Electro Equilibrium. I could have taken less damage this turn, but I have bites. I have bites and I have self-repair. If I do it like this, I guarantee a buff from Gremlin Leader next turn, which seems fine. I need to draw 1 more card so that Aggregate can actually make me energy next turn. I guess I have a Swift Potion which could do that. Getting attacked for 33 there is very gross. But also I probably just full heal immediately. Weird fight. It's not been a good showcase for Aggregate, how's it? Okay, that puts Gremlin Leader lower than the stuff it's summoning, so Dark Orb kills it. I am at 1 less than full health now. Art of War School. At this point, I'm a little bit more interested in machine learning. Having gotten through 2 of the Act 2 elite fights definitely makes it a better card. Also, I think taking the bites makes it a better card. Taking the aggregate maybe makes it a better card. I don't really want a 3rd Glacier, and the deck doesn't have enough powers to take Storm yet, so. Also, like, going toward 4 powers so I can get Force Field costing 0 with an Unceasing top is kind of a real thing. Even without a Force Field in the deck. Having 4 powers as defect is something that I think about for Force Field, even when I don't have Force Field yet. Just kind of matters sometimes. I have +3 strength. We are fighting only slavers this act, so that's fun. Look. This is my Relic Unceasing top. It knows only pain. That is a very good fight. Largely due to Unceasing top. It did the thing with aggregate that I was talking about. Kind of fun. Talk about Claw. I don't think it became good, but I mean, there's something to be said for Unceasing top and a bunch of strength on a 0-cost attack. Not charge battery. The problem with Chill here is it messes with my lightning and dark orbs too much. I need... what about with 3 strength and bites, though? I think this is a good opportunity to get my health a little bit further out of the heart one-shots you kind of range. So maybe we just do that. I do not want another curse. Yeah, Blood Vial would have been better before I took the bites, for sure. Recall is an option here, I suppose. I think at this point I get to upgrade machine learning. I think we've already reached the point, having gotten through 3 Act 2 elite fights, where setting up our turn 1 so that we get stronger later in the fight with it starts to make sense. And Captain's Wheel is starting to diminish in relevance. Other stuff is just making bigger numbers. This song is 18 seconds longer than has been played so far. I'm going to use Hologram to get Equilibrium back, because I think we can just assume I'm playing that next turn. Not playing Bite, because it ruins Art of War. Getting Defend out of my hand. Seems fine. Reboot has not been great. I'm drawing it only at times when it's terrible. Candium, Radical Octopus. We're doing some defect things. I could take a static discharge. I don't hate it, but my orbs aren't quite doing enough, and I could use more max HP. Go for the Eye is good against Collector in particular. Yeah, I just don't think my orbs are doing enough for static discharge to do anything appealing there. I need focus for it to be good. Found focus. Well, if I had known, maybe I would have taken it. Think about buying strawberry here. Let's get rid of decay. Not only to like just get rid of a curse, but also to make Unceasing Top much more exciting. We're always clicking on Bioscog. This is just one of the strongest cards that Defect has access to. The downside of buying Strawberry is that I can't buy something else, and that I don't have money next act. The upside is not dying. I do think my max HP is a bit low. Sure. Then I could buy Finesse if I wanted. I think Finesse probably doesn't do enough. The draw one card is largely ruined by the Unceasing Top already giving a 0-cost card, draw one card, if we go down that path, which I don't know if we will. I have to find a Recycle and a Force Field probably to do that. I don't think playing a Bite for -1 energy makes sense here. Yep. Kind of awkward how useful, or how useless rather, the Dark Orbs ended up being, huh? Equilibrium, so I can play Aggregate next turn, makes a lot of sense. I think Biased Cog probably gets played next turn. Not gonna play a Bite and lose an energy next turn. Aggregate's not doing a lot here, is it? It's fine. It tried. Fast clock time. It's nice. It matches the debuffs. So when it runs out, my debuffs will also run out. Currently taking 11. Like, I think that's fine. I am going to have to bite it to kill it. Bite, 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 bite. I could also go equilibrium, defend, defend. That way I guarantee dual cast next turn. And I have a bunch of energy to deal with summons. So, my thought was... I have to make room in my hand somehow. Aggregate? Aggregate to make room? I think I need more out of this Dark Orb than I get from Glacier here. So, I think I'm just going Bites. I don't think I die next turn. I'm no longer debuffed is the thing. And all my cards are upgraded. Feels like it was definitely a losable fight. Is playing the Spire in a language other than English a good way to start learning that language? It gives you some familiarity with vocab. Like I've done that with Spanish and French for video games before. Got a weak potion back. Echo form. I gotta take Echo form here, I think. This deck lacks a certain je ne sais quoi. And Echo Form kind of fixes that for you. It's a Snecko-Eye. Fascinating. I could also transform 3 defense into upgraded cards instead. It's certainly not the best Snecko-Eye. Yeah, I think I'd rather just transform 3. I don't know, this is an interesting moment in the run. You could do either. Unfortunately, transforming Bites gives you colorless cards, and colorless cards are not as good as defect cards for me here. Is Snecko good with double equilibrium? I'm not taking it, so so clearly I don't think it's that good. I've gotten a multicast for my Dark Orb, kind of a big deal. A genetic algorithm with Echo Form, pretty nice. And Melter is finally here. A couple of different ways to fight 3 elites here. I think I would like the early shop. A way to remove focus down. Either an artifact charge or biased, orange pellets. Would be very nice. Is multicast good here? Hopefully. Should I have just killed this? Maybe. Spite was upgraded. I should have played the upgraded bite, not the unupgraded bite. Okay, relatively healthy, got a colorless potion. Cool-headed has been offered for the first time this round. Cool-headed is my pick probably for best, I mean, is at least the best late game defect common. Maybe ball lightning's better than an early game. Almost certainly, yes. But drawing a card becomes very, very good later on in runs, and channeling Frost when you want to is pretty good as well. At the moment, I just have the 2 Glaciers to channel Frost, which is not enough, and I have like nothing in the way of card drop, basically. Equilibrium is kind of card draw. Steam Barrier we've talked about. Ball Lightning, also a very, very good defect common. Bit late for it. Ball Lightning's like the super strike in defects card pool, but we are past the point where strike matters. I can mirror Echo Form. Yeah. We're in a point of the run where my deck just needs more stuff, and I think more Echo Forms is the most more stuff I can have. It could plausibly be better to take another biased cog. I think I've just got enough big cards for Echo Form to be better. Taking Loop for the Dark Orbs with multicast makes a lot of sense, and I need some scaling, so let's do that too. If only I could see that top is all I need. I would love for that to be all that I needed, but I don't quite think it is yet. Yup. Good fight. Aggregate did its thing. I've probably reached the point where Turbo is good. If I ever hit a Seek, I do already have an Aggregate. Like, the interaction with multicast, just letting me play Echo Forms early. The interaction with Unceasing Top is a little awkward because you get a Void, but you don't have to draw it for a while. Glacier and Cold Snap we've talked about a lot already. Ow. I could Potion here. I'm pretty sure with this many bites I do not need to. Taking 27 is actually fine. I'm at full health again. Doing double genetic algorithm just to upgrade it twice. Pretty lucky draw. I guess I just want to multicast this lightning orb next turn. And then we will win the turn after. Full health. Don't worry, you have Melter. Did I play Melter? Maybe that was Melter's moment and I failed it. I think Compile Driver needs a capacitor in my deck to be worth taking here. With so many bites, it's weird to say this, but the fact that it turns off Art of War actually is a pretty big turnoff to me here. Streamline, just kind of terrible. You can take this in Act 1 if you need some damage, but not it in Act 3. I could consider an upgraded Chaos Era. I could see that happening. The thing is, like, the best orb for me to channel is probably Dark Orb, which Darkness does already, and Doom and Gloom, of course. Or Frost Orb, which I already have a bunch of ways to do. So, like, the Fusion Orb isn't that exciting to me. Also, 2 max HP is just pretty good. I think we keep Weak Potion at this point for the Heart Fight. Colorless Potion, I think, is a bit better than Skill Potion. Streamline is like Defect's Blood for Blood. Holy shit. Streamline dreams of being as good as Blood for Blood. Is good? I don't know. Sender's Vein's gone? Alright, let's see what happens. Seems to have worked, I guess. Genetic algorithm's already at 22. Hey, Parmaxis. Blessing the Forge would be a lot stronger without Warped Tongues. Also, I think I have most of my relevant upgrades already done. Loop needs doing, but I can grab that this act. Storm. Is it time for Storm? I think it is. My only focus is a bias cog. I think we take Storm, but we don't upgrade it until Act 4, because I don't actually want to play it against a weakened one. Is that okay? Scrape and Leap both pretty bad. I got my health up to a more respectable number, especially with Weak Potion. Sorry, Cannonball makes me laugh. I'm about to have 10 burns in my deck. Let's do this. So I only have 5. It seems better. Already drew multicast, but I do have a hologram. Another mediocre turn for Melter, to be honest. But I did play it. There's no equilibrium there. Nice. Have we ever tried the Tuhu deck builder game? Put shot. Have I tried that? It seems reasonable to expect me to know the answer to that question, but I don't. Why is there so much hate for Melter? It's like silence adrenaline. Just jealousy, I think. We got the boot right after defeating Nemesis. Go figure. I still don't think I want Static Discharge. We are on our way to a challenging heart fight, is my vibe. I'm going to take 1 Static Discharge. I'm starting to worry about a weakened one as well. Loop needs an upgrade. Aggregate, cool-headed, reboot, everything needs upgrading. Recall. Gotta just upgrade loop. The bites have been good? Yeah, bites. Bites are good. Multicast doesn't play super well with aggregate here. I guess I'll take 80 damage. Only there was a thing which kept track of the things I played on stream automatically. That would be nice. Let's play double equilibrium hologram for aggregate, and we can start next turn with aggregate. Into 10 card hand. Somehow this wasn't very good. I'm going to hold on to genetic algorithm for next turn. And double equilibrium again. 2 of those, 2 of these, 2 of these. Yeah, so if you get to play every card twice every turn, turns out that's kind of strong. Am I really only retaining once? Oh. VODs have been super nice. Nice. I have drawn Exodia, finally. Took a bit. Bottled Flame. Maybe there's a Core Surge here? No. I don't think I talked about Rainbow the first time I was offered it. Rainbow's fine. It just, like, does okay output. It's kind of similar to Dash, except with a few more synergies. Dash is just a silent card, which kind of does okay. It's pretty good on every turn you draw it. It really is pretty good on every turn you draw it. Like, on the turns where you need immediate damage, you get a Lightning Orb. On the turns where you need immediate block, you get a Frost Orb. And in the fights where you need scaling, you get a Dark Orb. It's just also, like, not the best card on any of those turns. So if you have a deck which has good enough card quality and card control to get to choose what to play each turn, I'd rather just not have a Rainbow. Go for the Eye is less important when I have a weak potion. Hourglass, cool. Still don't have an artifact charge solution. I could go for stack here. I'm going to take Toolbox, which means I can't card remove, unfortunately. But Toolbox is just very, very, very good. I could go Hello World and stack. Oh, actually, I couldn't. Oh, I can't even go stack. All right. My bad. Talked about Cold Snap before. So Right gives me another upgrade. Like I said, though, I don't think I want to upgrade Storm against Awakened One. So I don't think the Campfire does very much. I think I'm okay with just going left. Question marks can definitely give Panacea in Act 3. It's like a relevant thing. Let's take Secret Technique for an aggregate. Deck too big for hologram upgrade to matter. Yeah, hologram upgrade's very much for like a deck that is based around some sort of card recurring engine, which is not what this is doing. I didn't realize that Static Discharge was going to do that. Wasn't paying enough attention. Do I have Storm as well? Nobody knows. I think we assume that this wins somehow next turn. Just check if I have an upgraded bite. Oh, I'm already plus 10. Got a Prayer Wheel. Reinforced Body is awkward with top, but good with Echo Form. Genetic Algorithm got 37 block in one act, which is like standard. Cards broken. Bit late for it now. I think I'll take a Reinforced Body. I'd still like a recycle. Prayer Wheel gives us 2 more card rewards. Defect really likes card rewards. So going somewhere with lots of card rewards here is nice. card likes card rewards the least? Probably Watcher? But Watcher card rewards contain Watcher cards. Yeah, but like so do stores. Sometimes question marks do as well. Elites do. And they also have relics. Seems like a good fight. Stack Hello World, Sweeping Beam. So I can take stack. I think we've reached a point where it's good. It's nice to be able to double play it. My card's actually on my discard. 4. Yeah, 7.5. 10.5. 15. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21-ish. I think that's enough. It's also kind of nice with aggregates, just to have another card. Like, the decks which like aggregate tend to also be okay with stack. I could see Hello World getting okay here at the end of the run. I will absolutely take a defragment. Yep. I don't feel like I need to talk about defragment, do I? Yeah, Seth. I haven't actually done any spreadsheeting yet. I am being attacked for 100, which means this genetic algorithm isn't actually enough. We can make it less than 100 pretty quickly, though. Hey, Fenrir. I'm doing okay. I hope you are as well. Is this lethal? Feels lethal. I already played genetic algorithm. You want Melter lethal? Too bad. Pair isn't bad. Skim. I think I take Scum. I'm very happy to get a pair, by the way. Like, getting up to 80 health is nice here. Hey, Humph. I haven't opened the spreadsheet. It's a lie. It was my intention, but then I actually got into the run. And kind of have a headache. So, I've successfully used Violence to have the bites in my discard pile instead of my deck, which is good because they're not very good cards here. Does the second aggregate, when you echo form it, count itself being the discard pile? Or sorry, stack. Wait, what happened? No, pardon me. It's because the second time it didn't cost 1 to play it. That's why it made more energy the second time. It's 2 a.m. How close am I to fall? I'm at 67, 69 with Blood Vial. So probably not wanting to kill this turn. Should be able to kill it whenever I want with this hand. I'm at full. Recursion, still not good. Didn't really happen. The stuff that would make recursion good. I think grabbing a cool-headed is fine. It's not an incredible card unless we get Apotheosis from Toolbox, but sometimes we do. Panic Button's okay here. I'm just gonna go Panache. If we take damage, we can heal. I'm not playing Bite, costs me 1 energy, and I don't want to draw Echo Form. This is a fight where I actually do want to play Echo Form. So I'm going to try a little bit harder to make sure that I do. It's a pretty bad turn. This leaves me 4 cards next turn. Let's go 3. Time Meter is sort of outplaying me. Sort of outplaying me. Double Equilibrium and Equilibrium again, I guess. Oh my god, it's the bomb. I can definitely spend a little bit longer in this fight to get more health. Two of those. I think two of these. I have the bomb ready. I have a lot of block. And I'm just going to try to play some bites before the bombs kill the enemy. It's slightly optimistic to assume that the bomb actually kills the time eater, I suppose. If I play this, I kind of should play 4 more cards. Okay. Oh, the bomb! I hope these are good. It's just kind of hard to lose when you play all of your cards twice. Back to 77. $79 actually. The dream. Yeah, this is definitely better than Awakened One. Unlucky. Maybe the elites drop calipers for me. Okay, so still looking for Echo Form. Didn't realize I had Storm in play. It's so late. Echo Form! Yay! Then next turn I can double biased. Would calipers be good here? Yes. Yeah, this deck could use calipers, or ice cream would also be not too bad. Only one Echo Form. Can I win? Probably. Yeah, that turn seemed okay. Okay, so I believe I've successfully reached next act at full health. Genetic algorithms at 58, which is actually not quite apparition. It's close though. Heart fight could be a bit rough. I did say I wanted to upgrade Storm, but I think with how this is panned out, Defragment's going to be a better upgrade. I don't think that Storm gives enough damage to kill stuff anyway. I finally got a good store relic. It does feel like I almost ran out of things in the shop, so yeah. This is one of the best relics in the game. Defragment's a cool card, but I think Liquid Memories is significantly better than it. And there's nothing else left. Liquid Memories is just incredible here. Be able to draw a genetic algorithm a turn after drawing it where I don't want it. Stuff like that. Panacea's gonna be good with our biased cog thing. Even upgraded it. So I'm probably about to take a good amount of damage. The goal here is going to be to bite back to full. So like, yeah, I am taking a lot of damage, but I'm not dying. I am taking a lot of damage. But I'm not dying, and it's not even worth it to use a potion here, I don't think. Now, we begin the biting process. $24.40 incoming. Already full block. How's Zephyr been? He's been good. Very cuddly. Huh. I need to play Equilibrium, but it's not in my hand. Let's have 2 of these. And then I guess go for like this one. And now I can start next turn with Equilibrium. Or sorry, Aggregate. Alright. Wait. Do I start this turn with Reinforced Body instead? Then I can go double turbo, double aggregate, and I get to actually go off. I don't even think aggregate does anything. Let's go double defrag, double equilibrium, double reinforced body. Aggregate's still not going to be good because I'm going to have burns. Need self-repair to upgrade. If I kill this, I have quite a while where I'm essentially invincible. Recycle would have been great. It was never offered. Trying to make a bit of space. This is hologram being like an engine thing. The thing I said that it seemed unlikely it would do. Grab equilibrium. Hologram again. Oh, I have no energy. Alright, well. Still fine. I still haven't played self-repair. I also need to double play genetic algorithm. Hourglass means we are on a bit of a timer, but I think it's going to be fine. Just barely. I'm not sure why I played that first. Okay, I do have to play self-repair before I kill it with bites. Double played upgraded self-repair? Nope. Okay, I'm at full health. So, I feel like I already talked about how that was going to happen in Act 1. I feel... Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, cool. Centennial Puzzle is a great relic. Draw 3 on turn 1, most likely. None of these cards are cutting it at this point in the run. Especially not over 2 max HP, which could be relevant. These are all just curses, unfortunately. I'm going to take Sadistic Nature over Flash of Steel because I don't need the card draw on turn 1. And it gets out of my deck. Flash of Steel just like continuously ruins Art of War and gets me hit by the Beat of Death. Unfortunately, not having upgraded Echo Form means I can't like not play it and get it with Liquid Memories next turn, so I gotta play it now. And I'll pay 2 to get Sadistic Nature out of my deck permanently. Thank you, Toolbox, for the -2 health. And it's like kind of a small thing, but I think it's actually pretty important to evoke that orb. It means that Loop will hit Frost Orb, and it means that next multicast or dual cast will hit Frost Orb. So now like Liquid Memories for multicast is a line. There's a reinforced body, so maybe it doesn't matter, but yeah. I do not have an artifact charge for this fight, so I don't get to do the infinite focus forever thing. This is certainly something. Okay. Well, Weak Potion is here for this. And Sadistic Nature dealt 5. Guess I play 2 bites. Defend, and it's worth 2 health to get rid of Slimed, I think. There is, if I want, I can just go aggregate Reinforced Body. Sure. I guess I should have, like, done that earlier. Double play Darkness? Do I want to reboot? Yes, I do. Then I want to Equilibrium and have Aggregate next turn. Doesn't seem like it does much. Well, 2 of these. 1 of these. I'm out of potions. It's certainly a little scary. Okay, I found Glacier. I just double Glacier this turn. Cool-Headed's okay. And then Static Discharge makes it so I don't die next turn as well. I need to, at some point... I don't think I can play Self-Repair there. And at some point I need to make some focus. Hey Marshy! Glad you could catch a run. Or this run. Oh, it's actually a spot where I could spend a long time thinking if I wanted. I think we go... Equilibrium Storm's okay. Am I okay with losing the Frost Orbs? Because I'm about to lose the Frost Orbs. Not all of them. Equilibrium, Storm puts me at 31, 41 block. I take 1 when it attacks me for 42. Then when it attacks me for... Wait, it doesn't attack me for 42. I take 3 when it attacks me for 44. I take 3 when it attacks me for 52. And I take 3 when it attacks me for 60. It's like 9 total. And I lose 3 of the orbs. Feels better to not take that damage. Let's just not take that damage instead. Hey! This card might be good. Go equilibrium. Okay. Have to watch out for next turn now. Yes, I want 2 Echo Forms. Yes, I want 2 Biased Cogs. If I were to end turn here, I would evoke an orb, which would put Frost Orb in front for next turn, which is basically me being invincible next turn. I could also play Genetic Algorithm and I wouldn't take any damage as well. I wouldn't take any damage, but I wouldn't have Frost Orb in front anymore. So it's actually better to take damage. So I want to like play Bite or nothing. Probably nothing to get extra energy next turn, although I don't have a great hand next turn yet. Play this. Play this, right? It blocks for way less, so it feels weird, but I go to 37, 44, 43 block. I save just 6 health. Oh. I did not realize I had another thing. Okay. Well, now I'm full blocking, which is actually really bad, so we'll multicast. This is not quite dead as it stands. I have 78. I'm being attacked for 90. So I would take 12, except actually this evokes when I get hit and does even more blocking. I can just do a bunch of this shit, though. I don't want to play Doom and Gloom. Because I need this to evoke when I get hit with Static Discharge. And now I kill it before it attacks again. I think. It would be awkward if I didn't. It sure looks like I do. That was a pretty sweet defect run. I kind of feel like all of the cards I said could do something in the heart fight did that thing in the heart fight, and now I feel like a genius. It's kind of sweet. Like, we got the Static Discharge evoking a Frost Orb in a way that saved us. What else happened? Aggregate was terrible. So was Stack. The Echo Form self-repair thing happened. Like, the thing I said could happen when I bought self-repair, where we are stalling and healing back up, ended up coming through. Yeah, Runic Capacitor was very good. I don't know if that ended up being a good use of liquid memories. Obviously, I didn't play all the fights perfectly and stuff. It is 3 a.m. I think I'm getting a cold. I feel a little ill. And I didn't want to spend forever thinking about every turn. Never realized the defect has toes. then.